Hello. So yeah, I just looked at my comments, or some of my recent comments. For those of you wondering, Maggie, aka Neville Goddess, aka the Neville Goddess, um, here's an update. She's grinding. She's working. She's conducting her business, and she has a new soaking bathtub. So for those of you wondering when she's going to do content again, from my communication with her, it seems like it could happen, but it also might not happen, because Maggie, the Neville Goddess, she wants an article in front of Neville Goddess now as a joke. The Neville Goddess is a big believer in taking action to manifest a better life, massive action, and that's a contrarian viewpoint compared to what we often hear. It's one reason that she's, in my opinion, the best at explaining a lot of these Neville ideas, is because she comes at it from a very contrarian viewpoint. And to be frank, so do I. And I think most of you who follow this channel understand that, and that's that's why I think that a lot of stuff I share is valuable. I've often said this, and I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but if you're new here, I'm not a law of attraction guy, really. I find these ideas and concepts fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I love a lot of the teachers. I love the practicality and pragmatic element of so much of this advice, and it's helped me improve my life, mentally, health-wise, relationship-wise, financially, job-wise. But I'm not an LOA guy. I'm much more of a bum 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 bum. You can't describe that in words, guy. That's my kind of spiritual approach. It's not an approach. It's a non-approach. This is God right now. This is peace right now. This is all you need right now. So if you are new here, or are coming at, or watching my channel for the first time because of some of the stuff I've said about Neville, as I mentioned the other day, a large portion of those people are going to not know what to make of this channel, and I understand that, because the contrarian viewpoint that I have makes it so I look at teachers like Neville in a very different way than is normally presented on YouTube and elsewhere these days. And I think that's valuable, just like I think that Maggie's viewpoint is incredibly valuable. I think someone like Joseph Rodriguez, his viewpoint is incredibly valuable, and other people who have just different angles looking at this stuff, because we don't all have to be the same. We can be different, and we can grow and see better things manifest in our lives, I think, by hearing different opinions and perspectives. And my perspective is certainly different. I'll put a link up above of much more of what my approach is. A lot of you have probably seen it, but it's from my Stop Being Serious series, from 2011, I think. And my viewpoint on some of that stuff from that video, and that's a whole video series. You can watch it at stopbeingserious.com. My viewpoint has changed a little bit, but not that much. I still know, I don't believe, I know that if I go Gah! For a couple minutes, I'm going to feel better. And I also know that because of going Gah! And being wicked playful, being able to do that, like I just described in The Joy of Not Thinking, in elsewhere, and certainly in those Stop Being Serious videos. If I move around, if I get crazy, if I get nuts, quote unquote nuts, I'm going to recognize that my concept of self, I, do not really exist. And that's the spirituality that resonates most deeply with me. And as I constantly mention, teachers, there's a lot of modern teachers to talk about it, and there's a lot of older teachers to talk about it too. But modern teachers, we've been talking a lot about Jan Fraser, Byron Katie, someone like U.G. Krishnamurti. He passed away, but he's a contemporary teacher. Someone like Nisargadatta Maharaj, not the I Am That book as much as some of the other stuff that Robert Powell edited. I've talked about all this before. I mean, they're giving you the type of spirituality. That's what interests me. So when I hear, concepts like Neville's everyone is you pushed out, I love the practical element of that, the practical application. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. How I am treating myself is pushed out into how other people act towards me. I see that as a practical technique, a pragmatic technique. Do I see it as a deeply spiritual technique? No. Do I see it as a spiritual truth? No. Because this is my spiritual truth. Where's you right now when you do that? If you jump up and down for a couple minutes and get really, quote unquote, crazy, where is you? Where is the you to push out, if you want to be literal about this stuff? Where's the you? Or if we get really still, drop your thinking mind for just a moment. Just drop it. We're just here. We're just here. Nothing going on. Just here. Don't think. Just don't think for this moment. Don't think. Where are you? Where is the you right now? Don't think. Where is the you? I don't see any you. There's no you. What could possibly be pushed out if there is no you? There's no you there. And that's the best news possible. Everything's grace and peace in the moment right now. Right now. And we can correlate this with some manifesting advice, the absolute method, things of that nature. But the point is, my angle on so much of this stuff, because of this background that I have and, my experiences with this stuff, is or stillness. And there's no you. All is grace. Again, check out Jan Fraser's books. Check out 1,000 Names for Joy by Byron Katie. Check out books like that if you want other takes on what I'm talking about right now. That's me. There's no, in my opinion, there's no real self. If there's no real self, if the self is an illusion, then what is there? What is there to actually improve? LOA, the law of assumption, all that stuff, as I've mentioned time and time again, is for practically improving your life or improving someone else's life or to improve the world. But all that is an external projection, an imaginative projection of self. And the self ultimately does not exist. When you go, where's the self? Where are you? Where are you right now? There's no you there that I see. And don't take my word for it. Be like, this guy's full of shit. He's crazy. That's fine. But look, where are you? Where are you? There's no you. Everyone is you pushed out is a belief. And all beliefs, in the way I'm discussing them, involve self, meaning that all beliefs inherently are limited. Everyone is you pushed out is a limiting belief. If you want to go deeper with this stuff, you could say, if you want to get real right now in the moment, if you're into this channel, I expect some of you to follow this. The majority of people will not follow this at all. But it's so straightforward. And again, that's why I recommend like watching my Stop Being Serious video, or reading a book by Jan Fraser or Byron Katie or something like that. Like there's nothing wrong right now. When you drop your sense of self, which you can do just by or whatever. Like I talked about the joy of not thinking. There's many ways of doing it, obviously. Whenever your sense of self drops away, there's peace. That's the deeper teaching. And it's always right here.